had I not come in contact with the first episode center, then I wouldn't have had the recovery that I did.
In 2018, everything was going well for Elise Lampley. She moved to Phoenix for her new tech job after graduating with a degree in chemical engineering from the University of Kentucky.
I could just feel like I was getting really sleepy. I wasn't getting a lot of rest.
But shortly after her move, Elise stopped feeling like herself.
I could hear voices. I thought like people were out to get me.
Her mom noticed too and flew in to get help, but the treatment she needed was hard to come by.
Most places, they didn't know what was wrong with me.
After struggling to get answers for months, she finally got a diagnosis.
I was first diagnosed with schizophreniform disorder, and then I think after the initial 6 months, it's considered schizophrenia.
Then she met Dr. Eris Mosley at the Valleywise First Episode Center, and everything changed.
Ultimate goal is to get our young person back to the life that they want to live.
The First Episode Center is an outpatient clinic that specializes in catching psychosis, delusions, and hallucinations quickly.
If we get in there early, we have more of a likelihood to be able to bring them back to what we call back to their baseline, back to the individual that they were.
Since the pandemic, Valleywise had to reduce their inpatient beds by approximately 20% due to staffing shortages. But they're hopeful outpatient care can become the new gold standard.
I will always work as hard as I can to keep them out of the hospital.
Through medication, talk therapy, and peer support, their goal is to completely reverse symptoms.
I don't hear voices anymore. I don't have paranoia. My sleep pattern is pretty good.
Now, Elise has been psychosis-free for 4 years, leading a full life, one even stronger than before.
I'm into music, and like I said, I also into weightlifting. I do work 40 hours a week. But yeah, I feel back to my old self.
And the clinic in Avondale has had so much success. They're actually going to open another clinic in Mesa this June.
It's promising to hear that. And, you know, when you think about how short, how the beds were hard to come by before the pandemic, having to cut 20% on top of that, that's scary. But is this program for anyone who's schizophrenic or having, you know, what are the patients?
It is not. It's just for people who are in their first episode of psychosis, so the onset of these symptoms. And that's why they want to catch it early before it gets to that point where they really don't recognize themselves or the world around them.
Thanks to Elise for telling her story.
Right.
Glad to hear she's doing well and working and everything. Thanks, Sarah.